Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This isn't a video that I was planning to film, but I kind of feel like I need to, or not that I need to, but that I feel like I should, because obviously with everything that is going on in the world at the moment, I was finding it quite difficult to know kind of how to carry on with my content, or whether to carry on with my content. I kind of answered that question myself about whether to carry on with my content, because I kind of thought that there's no point in stopping, because I know for me I am still looking for YouTube videos, blog posts, Instagram to look at, partly for escape, partly for seeing how everyone else is getting on. So, you know, I don't feel like I should stop doing what I do, because people might appreciate it. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I could carry on just uploading pre-recorded things without kind of acknowledging it. I felt, for me anyway, I felt like if I just kept putting stuff up without saying anything, that people would possibly think it was a little bit insensitive, that I was kind of ignoring the situation completely, or that I was not feeling like worried or bothered about it. And I thought it was important to just kind of, you know, show people that I'm human, and you know, I do my weekly vlogs, and yes, they're a bit behind at the moment, so, you know, I'm not going to be mentioning the coronavirus to start with in some of the weekly vlogs, because they were before it kind of started happening, really. And yeah, I tried to be quite honest in my weekly vlogs, so I just wanted to kind of do the same with a sit down video. This video is rather more pared back and rough around the edges than it has been usually. I mean, you know, when I've been filming recently, it's been quite rough around the edges, but this one's even more so. I haven't got any lighting. I haven't really set anything up, you know, it's just how it is, and I thought that that was kind of okay, because I just wanted to come on and have a chat more than anything. You know, I don't want to sit here and offer advice or anything regarding the actual virus, because there's plenty of that out there from reputable sources. That's not my place to do anything like that. So I just wanted to have a bit of a chat, really. Well, yeah, I've been struggling to work out what to do, because there seems to be a lot of different advice going around, and it's difficult to know. Like, obviously I make sure I'm reading it from like trusted sources and things like that, but even that can be quite vague sometimes. And especially for people, I have seen anyway, especially for people with sort of chronic health conditions, underlying health conditions, it's been quite like vague knowing what to do. And it is starting to get a little bit clearer. Like, the government have now put out a list of like vulnerable conditions and what those people should be thinking about doing. So looking on that list, I am in the at-risk category. I have asthma that needs inhalers and oral medication, and I also needed steroids last month. So although, like, you know, a lot of people have worse asthma than me, I guess I am still at risk. A lot of my conditions aren't even mentioned, yeah, partly because I think people just don't know how it's going to affect those conditions. And obviously, a lot of my conditions don't suppress the immune system in that kind of medical sense, but I know, like, in my experience, when I get ill, I find it a lot harder to fight it off. I do tend to catch things a lot more. It does set me back, and I do tend to get more severe symptoms. So even though my immune system isn't suppressed, I do know that I still have to be careful, like, day to day. So, you know, with me being in the at-risk category with the asthma and just with everything else going on, I kind of feel like I would be best placed to listen to the guidance for that group of people. At the moment, they're kind of saying, well, this is what I think they're saying, is to self-isolate as much as you can. I think possibly it's going to come in that, well, I don't even know if it's come in. This is what I'm struggling with, is for people in that group to self-isolate for 12 weeks. That's been bandied around a lot, but I don't know if that is like definite guidance or whether that's like this is what might come in. So at the moment I'm just kind of taking it as definite guidance. So yeah, I have decided that I am pretty much going to self-isolate. I'm still going to have to go to some medical appointments, if those medical appointments run, because I've just got stuff coming up. Like I've got my physio that I need to go to, which I can't do myself at home. There's like some of the stuff that I can't do myself, and also some sort of like consultant appointments coming up that I'm going to need to see in person. I went to London. I did go to London yesterday. This was before kind of more guidance had come out, to see a consultant, and it was really quiet and it was really strange. But yeah, I needed to go, and I did. And I just tried to be extra careful, washing my hands, you know, keeping away from people as much as possible, and yeah, just doing what I could. But I think now that more advice has come out, I am going to be kind of staying at home and only going out if I absolutely have to. I'm lucky that I have my family around me who can go out and buy food and get my prescriptions and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I am sort of practically at the moment. And in regards to kind of emotional, mental health kind of thing, I don't know, I feel a bit all over the place. I mean, life with regards to like isolation and stuff isn't that different to how my life has been already. I have been stuck in the house for the majority of the time, mainly going out for medical appointments, but occasionally like a nice thing as well. So obviously like that is just going to become a little bit more restricted, but you know, I have been pretty much housebound since I had my operation anyway, so I don't know, like I've almost felt like, do I have the right to feel sad about it because that was my life already? But actually yes, I do think I do have the right to feel sad about it and anxious about it, because you know, life is still changing and it's still a worrying situation, and it's affecting my family as well now. So you know, I would say to anybody who's in that kind of position that, you know, it's quite okay to feel those things about it as well. Yeah, I don't know, like my anxiety is definitely getting a bit worse. I'm trying to distract myself and do things, you know, that are not related to looking through the news or social media and stuff like that as well. Just talking to my family and, you know, chatting about how we're feeling and what's going on, trying to sort out things like FaceTiming friends and family that we can't see, so like trying to plan in some like nicer things as well, just to kind of keep us going, and also just being quite anxious about, you know, catching it and what, you know, like I have caught infectious things before, and you know, I had the Campylobacter infection, which was pretty nasty, and I've had flu and all that kind of stuff. So, you know it's not nice to be well, and I do kind of worry about how badly it would affect me, but I'm more worried about family, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know, like some days my mental health is like okay-ish, and then other days it's been a bit more difficult. I've got my mental health group and we have our Facebook page, so I think that's going to be quite active probably while we can't kind of meet up in person. So it's kind of good to have that outlet as well, just to kind of talk about everything that's going on. So yeah, that's me. I didn't mean to go quite so rambly and into kind of so much of like how I am, but also I've just realised how terrible I am at touching my face. I'm constantly doing it. So yeah, I apologise, but I am washing my hands a lot. So yeah, I've got an itchy nose now. I didn't really know what I want this video to be. I don't want it, this particular video is not going to be an advice video or anything like that. It's just partly for me to just talk somewhere about how I feel, because you know, I feel a bit even more isolated and yeah, stuck than I did already. I also want to kind of acknowledge all of those people who, you know, before all this were housebound and having to be socially isolated through chronic illness, disability and all that kind of stuff. It's a bit of a weird time, I think. I mean, obviously I can only talk from my perspective of having a chronic illness. I know it's a very difficult time for everybody, no matter how your health has been previously, but I can only really focus on what I know. And it has been a bit of a strange time, I think, for people who are chronically ill, to all of a sudden, you know, have everybody talking about being housebound and the realities of that and the realities of illness, when you have spent years and years in that reality, kind of going mainly unnoticed by the rest of society. And it does feel strange to all of a sudden for everybody to be talking about it and to be offering support, and for companies to be offering all sorts of support for like working at home and for allowances being made and stuff, and for none of that to have really been available before all this hit. So if you are like chronically ill or disabled and you're kind of struggling to get your head around all that kind of stuff, I would just say that you're not alone. I've been struggling with it too, and you know, if you want to chat, then come and find me on Instagram, or yeah, probably Instagram's the best place to come and send me a message at the moment. I don't know, like part of me found it quite difficult to like say that I was struggling with that kind of thing, because I don't want to feel like I'm downplaying what healthy people are worrying about, because those worries are really valid, and you know, it's okay for them to be feeling horrible about having to self-isolate and having to worry about illness, but at the same time I think it's important to kind of talk about it as a chronically ill person as well, because there's a big majority of people who also have those chronic illnesses and who are also kind of going through extra things to deal with in their head. So yeah, I just want to make sure that you kind of know that you're not alone in those kind of feelings and thoughts. And yeah, I guess the last thing that I want to include in this video is mainly just a question to the people that watch my videos, about what kind of things you want to see on my channel. I have asked on my Instagram and I've got a fairly varied response. I kind of asked whether people want to see stuff that's related to the coronavirus, talking about you know, possibly ways to manage being housebound or dealing with your mental health at like a stressful time, maybe sharing how other people are coping with different things, or whether people prefer to like not see anything about the coronavirus. And the majority of people actually said that they do find that those kind of posts, sort of personal posts, are helpful, but there was also a group that said that they don't like seeing that kind of thing. So I feel like I want to try and meet the needs of both like groups of people. But yeah, I'd like to hear what you think as well. Like, do you find it helpful to hear how other people are coping and to hear, you know, tips and things that they're doing to cope with like different aspects of it? Or are you just looking for pure escapism and stuff that's completely unrelated? If you do want to see stuff related to like the current climate, I'd really be interested to know what kind of things you would find useful to hear about. Do you just want chatty videos? I'm still going to be uploading weekly vlogs, but do you just want more videos of me sitting and chatting and rambling? Like, is that the kind of stuff you want to hear? Do you want stuff about mental health? Do you want stuff about chronic illness and stuff around this sort of time? Let me know if you are kind of wanting that kind of content, what sorts of things you want to see, because it's difficult to know, and I think a lot of creators are finding this difficult to know what to put out. and I know what I want to look at, but obviously that's not going to be the same as what other people want to see. So yeah, let me know what kind of, if there is stuff around this sort of current climate you want to see, what sort of things that would be. But also make sure you let me know, like, if you're not wanting to see stuff about coronavirus, or if you're just wanting to kind of balance what you see. Let me know what sort of things you'd like to see that are completely unrelated. One person suggested that they would quite like to see a video about my favourite Disney films and why they're my favourite, so I might go and do something like that. But yeah, just let me know what other sorts of things you'd like to see. Obviously it's going to have to be mainly from home because I'm not going to be going anywhere, and it's probably just going to end up being lots more like chatty videos and stuff. But yeah, let me know what kind of stuff you'd like to see, because I know I'm looking for kind of some escapism and some just stuff that's not related at all. So it'd be good to kind of just get your views, know what you're looking for, so that I can try and provide some of that kind of content and, you know, not help the situation, but just give you something to watch or read on my blog that is what you're looking for at the moment. So yeah, as I said, I have got some videos that are pre-filmed. So I've got a sit-down video that I pre-filmed a couple of weeks ago, which I still would like to put up because it's a video that I quite enjoyed making, and I think that it's an important like message. But obviously it doesn't have any reference to the coronavirus or anything. So I guess I just want to warn people about that. Like, if you're, I don't know, if you see videos popping up where people don't mention it, it's not because they don't care, it's because either it was pre-filmed or it's because they just want to do some stuff that's not related to it, and you know, that's okay as well. So yeah, I've got those, and I have also got weekly vlogs coming out, and I'm obviously behind on my weekly vlogs, so some of the weekly vlogs are going to be from like before this all kind of really kicked off. So I hope that's okay and that you kind of still want to watch that kind of stuff. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much all I can say on this video. Sorry that it's just been rambling and not really knowing what to say, but I think nobody really knows what to say at the moment, and all we can really do is pull together. There's been some amazing like community things going on, and that's what's really like warmed my heart, seeing that kind of stuff, people looking out for other people and helping other people. And I think that's what I'm trying to focus on, because sometimes your head just feels like it's melting and everything is just getting too much, and sometimes, yeah, it just helps to focus on like those little acts of kindness. And I'm hoping that we can kind of carry that on like through my channel and through other channels, just supporting each other at the moment, because I think that's all we can do. I hope that you are all doing as well as possible, and I hope you will stay as well as possible. I don't really feel like I can do the whole spiel that I do at the end of my videos usually, because it just doesn't seem right for this video. But I just want to say that I hope you're keeping as safe as possible. I know it's a difficult time for everybody, and I am thinking of you. I know that doesn't make much of a difference, but I am. My inbox on Instagram is always open, and I'll try and get through messages as quickly as I can. But yeah, just know you're not alone. I'm here if you want to chat, and yeah, stay safe, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.